Good morning. Good morning. Your moms go digital on a journey towards financial freedom through digital marketing, and not only on my journey myself, but also trying to help as many people as possible start their online business, because the digital marketing industry is going to be worth billions by 2026 and trillions by 2030. So if you are not in the online space, I have no idea what is it that you're waiting for. It's not easy, but it is definitely doable. You don't have to have specific skills, because these digital marketing courses that are out here, if you get the right one, they all teach you how to build a business from the ground up, right? It's about just having that dedication and that drive to really getting started, to believing in yourself that yes, you can. Like I said, right? I feel like 2026 is right around the corner, like literally right around the corner. So if you just start, right, you could just get a piece of that pie right now instead of waiting. If the digital marketing industry is going to be worth billions by 2026, which is just literally a couple of months away, and I mean it because the way that the months are passing by, why not just give it a try? Okay, educate yourself. The online space is just not about reselling a course. There are so many other ways that you can monetize online. I say this all the time, and I firmly believe in this. AI is going to take over. Okay, AI is going to take over. I feel like AI is going to take our jobs. So what we need to be doing is educating ourselves, starting a digital online business. So like that, when AI starts taking all our jobs, it doesn't really hurt us that much, because we already have a plan A, B, C to fall back on. Okay, and today's live, we are going to talk about batch creating content. This is great for people in the digital marketing space and for those trying to get started in the online space. Okay, batch creating content is going to save you time that you can focus on working on your business, on anything else. So it's great to just be consistent. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up once I get started. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes. Once I get started, I am going to wrap up batch content creating part 1. Taisha, Vicky, good morning, ladies. I'm going to wrap up what I went over with batching, creating content, just the basics of part 1. And then obviously we are going to get started with part 2. So I'm just waiting a little bit for my ladies to join in, because I don't want them to miss anything. Melissa, good morning. How's your mom doing? How's mom doing? Buenos dias, corazón. I hope she's feeling better today. Good morning, everyone. So, and again, if you missed part 1, definitely go check it in my YouTube channel, which is linked to my to my TikTok account. Definitely don't want to miss that. Let me see here. Make sure I don't miss any comments. Dawn, good morning. How's it going? Good morning. Still not well. About to head to the hospital, just getting ready. Had a late start. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Dawn, for my heart me. Please keep me posted. Let's see. Thank you so much for the follow. Okay, let's see. So keep me follow, Melissa. I'm gonna just break down what we went over part 1 just briefly. Great morning to you and everyone. Good morning, love. I'm just gonna break over what we went over Tuesday briefly, and then I'm gonna get started on part 2. Okay, I definitely will. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for my team bracelets, right? So on part 1, we went over the power of planning and strategy, right? Because in this space, consistency, I kid you not, is everything. And all I need you guys to do is just tap that screen while I come out here and I preach, right? And I educate you. So what is batch creating content, right? Batch creating content in digital marketing is important because it allows you to efficiently produce a large volume of content at once, which helps maintain consistent posting frequency, save time, plan your content, strategize better, and ultimately improve your brand's online presence by delivering value, right? Because you're going to constantly be posting, which is very important, okay? Why does batch content created matters, right? Can't even talk today. Wow. Batch creating content allows you to work smarter, not harder. Lisa, good morning. It eliminates the constant pressure of having to create content daily. Okay, it gives you more time to engage with your audience, build connections, and focus on other activities that you want to dive into, right? Other tasks. Consistent content output helps the algorithm favor your account and increases visibility, right? Because you're constantly posting. Noemi, buenos dias, right? And it helps avoid burnout by creating intention and not desperation, right? Because instead of you scrambling every day, the day of, right? Oh my God, what am I gonna, post today? Just having a strategy helps a lot. I promise. It helps a lot. It helps also keeps you organized and also helps you remain consistent, okay? If you just take one time to just batch create your content, it doesn't have to be perfect. No, I just got started. Noemi. You're good. I just got started. Okay, so I'm just recapping what we went over Tuesday before I get started with what we're going to go over with part 2. Hello, Digital 831. Welcome back. Okay, so again, what is content badging? Guys, I cannot talk for the life of me today. Dios mío, just bear with me, okay? Just bear with me. Bear with me, okay? So creating multiple pieces of content again in one sitting to just stay ahead of the game gives me time to make some coffee. Yes, go for it, love. Go for it, right? And batching helps shift from reactive mode to proactive mode in your business. Cassie, good morning, love. How's it going? Right, so I'm going to give you an example, right? Filming 10 TikTok videos in one day versus scrambling to film one video every morning. Okay, so another thing that we went over in part 1 was the mindset shift, right? You treating this business like a business and not a hobby. Okay, very important. Mindset is the foundation of everything in the business, which is something that I preach about all the time. Okay, so I want you, instead of having that hobby mindset of I'll post when I feel inspired, I want you to have that CEO mindset of I show up consistently because I run a business. I'm an entrepreneur, period. Okay, so a mantra also that I went over was discipline creates freedom. Also, another thing that we went over Tuesday was defining your content pillars, right? Content pillars are subtopics that you want, themes, right, that you want your brand to be known for. This matters, right? Because it just gives your brand a clear identity, right? And it helps you avoid feeling scattered or posting random content. Thank you so much, Cass, for my heart me, right? And they attract the right audience, just having the right kind of content pillars. Trixie, good morning. Okay, so in section 4, we went over brainstorming content ideas, right? The goal is to brain dump as many content ideas as possible without overthinking, right? And I even went over to kind of like bring you through how I normally batch create my content, right? I have my camera on. I walked you through how I just different clips, different angles, right? And just store, you should have a folder in your camera roll where you have B-roll content, right? Cute outfit. Thank you so much, right? So B-roll content, right, is content that you are literally just doing anything that you could think of. You could be cooking, you could be driving, you could be playing, outside with the kids. You could be, doing laundry. You could be folding laundry. That is B-roll content, right? A-roll content is when you are talking to the camera. Okay, a lot of us don't feel comfortable, right, doing that A-roll content because we don't know what to say. We don't feel comfortable. We're not comfortable yet being in camera. I don't have that problem, right? But that's why having B-roll content and in your camera roll is vital, because you could just throw a point of view, you can just throw anything in the screen. Definitely gotta record, but you know what I mean? So it's just like, you can even like switch your top a couple of times and create the same B-roll content with a different top. And remember, guys, that it doesn't matter if you use the same video 2 consecutive days in a row, because the same people that watch the video Tuesday are not going to watch it on Wednesday. Okay, you're going to have new people looking at your content every day. So don't feel like, oh my God, I just, or I just had that outfit. I don't care, right? Because the content is going to be pushed out to different people, and not everyone is going to see it the first time around that you post it. So that's fine, okay? Tammy, Jessica, good morning, right? So that's what like brainstorming content, it's what it is about. Dios mío, bear with me. Anais, good morning. I think I need coffee. I think it's been way too long, no coffee, that I just need my coffee. Thank you so much, love. Thank you. Right? So we also went over outlining your content, right? Once you have your idea, the next step is to have an outline. You can write this down in a calendar. Coffee, I know. You could do like a content calendar. You're on earlier. Yes, because I have to go in the office, Trixie, today. So that's why I need to literally jump off at 8:30 and just drive to the office. So, you know what I mean? Like, you just need to have a content calendar that you can actually print out or get for free in Canva, right? You can just use a basic one, or you could just do what I used to do before, where I would just have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on a notebook, and then just brainstorm in a notebook, okay? Or a planner, okay? Where you can just brainstorm in each day in the calendar or for the week, okay? Also went over creating content in batches, right? How you want to set aside a batch creation day. For me, that looks like Saturdays or Sundays, I am batch creating content. But that doesn't mean that if I feel inspired, I'm not going to batch create content. No. Okay, it's just to have, because you're going to treat this as a business, you want to have a dedicated day that you are going to batch create content for like an hour or 2 hours, okay? And that could be from researching the audios that you want to use to just like strategizing. Thank you so much for the follow, right? Or then just record, like I said, different angles outside, inside your house, in your car, whatever, or wherever you want to, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. You just need to record, okay? Let's see. Do you write your captions in a journal? I don't know. I mean, once I have, so I'm going to give you an example, right? So let's just say that I want to story tell. I want to talk about, a bad experience I had, let's just say, oh my God, at the hospital. Okay. So I'm just going to have a strong hook, and then I'm going to break it down in the caption. What I do, okay, because I want you guys to start treating ChatGPT like your assistant. Okay. Before, I would sit down and kind of like just, now, if it's like a really, really personal post, I am literally just crafting that on the spot when I'm ready to post. But if it's something, anything that you want to just like freestyle, you just tell ChatGPT the story, and ChatGPT can break it down in a caption for you. Okay, I don't write it down because that's a lot of, I will be doing a lot of writing. And remember, we are going to work smarter, not harder. What I do recommend is you having some sort of outline, so that when you are ready to post that piece of content, you tell ChatGPT, okay, this is the 5 pieces of content that I am creating for this week. I need a caption for each one of them. And then just maybe save it and track it in a Google document, Google tracking sheet. Okay. That's what I feel. I feel more inspired on Sundays. So, Dawn, if you feel more inspired on Sundays, then I say, batch create your content on Sundays. ChatGPT is my business partner, right? Like I was saying, yeah, Kathy, good morning. I went over yesterday how I just literally, my ChatGPT, her name is Bestie. I call her Bestie and I am very polite. Okay, I'm very polite. I say please and I say thank you. You know what I mean? Good morning. I need to get more acquainted with ChatGPT. Yes. Make it your best friend, okay? Make it your best friend. And you need to understand that the more information you give it, the better that is going to spit out information for you, okay? Now, we also, I love Chatbot, right? It's amazing. It's amazing. It just saves so much time, so much time. Mine is called Chatty. I love it. And then Melissa, her ChatGPT is called Sara, and she calls it Sarita. You know what I mean? I would literally just, I like to use the voice note section so that I don't have to type. And I'm like, hey, bestie, like I need your help with this. You know what I mean? Like I want to talk about this. Can you give me, you know, a caption for this story? And then I'll break down the story or the video, whatever it is you want to give it as much information as possible, okay? And then make sure, go over, don't just copy and paste. I want you to go over and make it very personable, okay? Once you train ChatGPT to sound like you, like sometimes it scares me how much ChatGPT sounds like me, okay? But why is that, right? Because I gave it a brand voice to sound just like me, okay? And guys, I learned this YouTube University. Don't underestimate YouTube, okay? Okay, then we went over, right, time management and productivity tips, right, time blocking method, right, using Google Calendar or Trello, right. I used to use Trello again a lot to brainstorm, but then for me it was just easier to just write in a piece of paper. Okay, Robbie, good morning. Lisa, good morning, right. And one thing that I need you to understand is that you are going to feel like you need to be perfect, and I don't want you to be stuck on thinking that you need to be perfect, because you're going to remain paralyzed, okay? Done is better than perfect. Let me repeat that again. Done is better than perfect. Sulanita, thank you so much for the follow, okay? So, and doing something is better than just like remaining paralyzed and not taking actions, okay? What is one of the benefits of batch creating your content? Okay, contrary, Dios mío, done is better than perfect. Exactly. Contrary to some beliefs, right? Creating good content isn't something you can always do on the fly, right? If you're looking to create a consistent stream of income from your content, you need to make sure you're consistently putting out content that adds value to your brand. Okay, so batching content allows you to always have content ready to just go out there. Okay, and again, you become that authority figure to your people because you are showing up. If you're not showing up for them consistently, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this little girl is wishy-washy." Like, I don't know. I mean, if she don't show up consistently, why do I need to believe what she's saying? Okay, so that is the power of, you know, always having content ready to go. And I will never be that creator that is going to tell you you need to be posting 3 times a day. I am more the creator that is going to tell you, if you only have time for one piece of content, I want you to be very intentional about that piece of content. Okay? Remember, quality over quantity any given day. Okay? So again, right? So now that we kind of like recapped part 1, right? We are going to go over now part 2 of batch creating your content, right? Where we're going to dive deeper into batch content creation and focusing on the key, right, to staying consistent, right, improving your planning, finding your unique brand voice, and truly defining content pillars. And I'm also going to give you examples on content pillars for specific kind of personas. Okay, let me just look at the comments 1 second. Do you think your audience becomes tired of seeing your posts? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because they know, right? They know that we are in a business, so we constantly need to show up. Okay. Now, if you're constantly being repetitive, that's one thing, right? But if you are constantly just posting different things, like I said, right? Anything that happens, I use it as a motivator to create content. I turn content into anything and everything. Right? So my fridge broke down, right? One time, at one point, I turned that into a reel, right? When when your fridge breaks down, but because of the business that you decided to start a month ago, gave you the oh my God, what is it? What is the word that I'm looking for? Because guys, my brain is not it today. When you are, because of the business that you started, you are blessed to just like, instead of struggling or thinking, oh my God, everything is going to go bad, right? I was able to just like go pick out a fridge, like instantly. Opportunity. Thank you so much, Trixie, right? I had the opportunity to just like buy the fridge and not even look at the price tag, right? So that's why just like, turning content, anything that you feel comfortable in sharing, turning it into a piece of content. You relay it back to your business, okay? I think I know the answer though. Awesome, right? So do we need a new FB? It depends. Like if you're using your personal one and you don't want your family or your colleagues, your coworkers to see it, then I would, right? So what I did, right, when I started this business, I did not want to use my phone number, right? Because it was going to recommend my account to people in my content, even if in my contacts, even if you didn't have that feature on, it would. I promise you it would. So I went ahead and I created a new email, and I used that email to set up my new TikTok, my new IG, and my new FB account. Need to be careful there. Almost said the whole word. Okay, so if you don't want it to kind of like intertwine with your personal, I would definitely create a new one. Okay. Okay. So again, what is batch content creation? We went over that, the importance of, content creation. Now let's talk about mastering consistency in your content creation journey. Okay, now that we understand the foundation, right, of batch content, let's talk about the key to long-term success, which equals up to, guess what? Consistency. Right? Like any business, like anything that we do, we need to be consistent. If we are on a health journey, right, and we are trying to maybe like lose weight, right, we need to remain consistent in eating healthy, right, and working out if we want to not only lose the weight but maintain the weight off, right? It's the same thing with your business, right? You need to constantly keep showing up. Thank you, Noemi. Thank you. Right? So number one, the key to consistency, okay? Batching helps maintain consistency, but let's be real. Consistency isn't just about planning. It's about commitment, being committed to your business, being committed to showing up, being committed to learn and evolve every day. So it's like we have a plant, right? We planted a new plant, right? And we want it to grow. So we constantly, right, consistently need to be watering that plant if we want to see the fruits, right? If we want to see it grow. That is the same thing with your business, right? Why does consistency matter, right? Social media platforms reward consistency. The more you show up, the more you're favored in the algorithm, right? Because they're going to see like, this girl is not going to go anywhere. So let me just push her content out, because she is not only showing up consistently, but she is providing good quality videos. Remember, quality over quantity any given day. Okay. Your social media learns to trust you, right? People buy from creators they see often. Okay. And not only the ones that they see often, but the ones that also take the time to educate and serve. Okay. You also avoid burnout. Instead of scrambling every day, your content should already be prepared. Okay. So 3 steps to stay consistent when it comes to batching your content. Okay. So number 1, create a content routine. Treat content creation like a job task, not an afterthought. Okay, so schedule your batch days like you would any important meeting. Okay, set realistic goals. Don't overcommit. If you can't post daily, you want to aim for at least 3 to 5 times a week to allow you to stay consistent. okay? And then repurpose your content. I say this all the time. You can use one long form video and you can literally turn it into multiple short form videos. You can turn it into carousels, maybe post it in your stories, maybe post, kind of like the hook from that specific content into a threads, and maybe even turn it into a blog post, right? So before I burnt myself out because I was creating long form content for TikTok, and then I was creating short form content for IG because that's what the platforms wanted. So I was really burning myself out. And one day I said, you know what? Like, if I'm going to work smarter, not harder, I'm just going to also repurpose my content into all platforms. So whatever content I am posting on IG, that is the same content TikTok is going to get. Period. Whether you like it or not, that's what you're going to get. Okay. And that, by doing that, it gave me less time of having to create content, right? And it just made the process so much easier, right? To just repurpose into maybe YouTube, into maybe FB, that simple. Okay. And then I know that IG has a feature where anything you post there, it can automatically post for you on FB if you have that cross posting feature turned on. Okay. So, that's what I have for improved planning for content. So before I keep going, right, I want to take a pause and see if anybody has any questions for me. If no questions, I'm going to continue going. Right? No questions? Okay. So, improve planning for batch creating content. Okay. Consistency happens when you have a system in play, right? So let's talk about planning your content the right way. Okay. So 3 ways to improve your batch planning, right? Number 1, use a content calendar. Okay. That can look like I said, content calendar. You can use your planner. You can just use a notebook. Just have something in play, right? And plan at least 30 days in advance so you're never scrambling for ideas. And like I said, ChatGPT can literally give you a 30-day content calendar, right? If you ask it to give you this content calendar, that could be literally an idea strategy for you that you can use whatever ChatGPT gives you, like yay, nay, maybe grab it from there and then go fill in the gaps. Go do some market research inside the platform. For the rest, for the ones that you didn't like, go fill in the gaps doing market research and Answer the Public, or doing research on Google, or doing research inside the platform itself. Good morning, Mrs. Elise. You know what I mean? That's exactly what you want to be doing, okay? So have a content bank, okay? Keep a list of, maybe 20 to 30 content ideas so you're never stuck. Okay. And you know what that's going to look like? You taking maybe like 10 minutes to scroll on your For You page and see what other digital marketers are doing. And you want to make sure you are looking at digital marketers that are in your niche. So if you are a stay-at-home mom, go look at what other stay-at-home moms are posting, right? And I am not telling you to copy, because I would never tell you to copy. Larissa, thank you so much for the follow. I am telling you to grab ideas, right? And then you are going to recreate those content with your personality. Okay, so let's just say that I am seeing a mom talking about if you're burnt out and you're tired of budgeting in your coffees, right? You found my page for a reason, right? If you guys know me, you know I love coffee. So I'm going to take that content idea. I am going to roll up into Starbucks, right? Maybe the coffee, record myself while I am ordering my coffee at the Starbucks drive-thru, right? And I'm going to turn it into give it my own spin and say, if you're tired of budgeting in your coffee, guess what? You found me for a reason. I have the solution for you not to no longer budget your coffees, right? And then maybe, educate them a little bit about how the digital marketing industry opened up that opportunity door for me to be able to make passive income, right? So that I didn't have to budget my coffees. See, you could turn anything into content, right? So that is what I mean by grabbing ideas, right? So write them down. And by you writing them down, once you have these pieces of content ideas, right? So you don't get that, Nila, good morning. So you don't get that overwhelmed. You can literally just give ChatGPT the first content idea that you saw, and you say, hey, ChatGPT, like, I saw this content idea. Give it the content idea that you saw. I want you to recreate it for me with my brand voice, with my tone of voice, because this is if you already have ChatGPT, to base, that sounds like you, I'm sorry, it already has your brand voice, and make it sound like you. And ChatGPT is going to give you a content idea. It could give you a script. It could give you a B-roll, whatever it is. How much time do you spend scrolling, researching to avoid wasting time? Okay, so before, I used to spend a lot of time. Gigi, good morning. Before, I used to waste a lot of time doing market research, scrolling, and I would find myself getting lost in the scroll, right? So what I decided to do, Dawn, is like, when you go into the search bar, thank you for the follow. When you go into the TikTok search bar, you're gonna type the topic there. So I would do make money online, right? And I would scroll down to where others were searching for, and that's how I would kind of like get my ideas from. But at the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I used to waste a lot of time just doing research, right? Because I just wasn't sure, right? I didn't know what it was, and at that point, I also didn't have content pillars defined. I didn't have a strategy, right? Once you know your content pillars, you need to be using ChatGPT. Okay, you need to be using ChatGPT. And not only that, a lot of people, when they go scroll, they get lost in the scroll. They literally get lost in the scroll, and then they get, a little paralyzed. They start, second guessing their journey. They start kind of like, feeling down, like, oh my God, that's not happening to me. I'm not seeing that success. So I try to kind of like just bring you straight to the point. Go search make money online, go search affiliate, whatever it is. And then where others are searching for, grab that for content ideas. You know what I mean? I'm never going to set you up to fail. I'm literally going to give you what has worked for me. Okay. So I hope that helps. Right. So like I said, right. Where was I? 3 ways to improve it. You need a content calendar, right? Plan at least 30 days in advance. Have a content bank, right? Where I already told you where you can get your ideas from. And then you want to mix it up, right? You want to have a balance, right? You want to have a mixture of educational content, storytelling content, engagement kind of content. So for educational, you're teaching something, you're providing value, right? For storytelling, you're talking personal experience, right? It could be, that you struggled at the beginning of your journey, or it could be that your card got declined when you went to the grocery store. It could be that you couldn't be a yes mom because you were living paycheck to paycheck, right? And then for engagement, right, you can ask questions. You want to use polls or maybe invite them on a challenge. Chris, good morning. Your niche defines what you do, and your target audience defines the people you serve. 1,000%. Right on point. Okay, right on point. Okay, so how are we gonna find our brand voice and uniformity? Right? Your content should feel authentic to you. And that's where brand voice comes in. Remember how I told you guys that I was told that I was a little too much? So I was actually showing up here at the beginning of my journey of somebody that that wasn't me. That wasn't me, right? So you need to not try to imitate someone else. You need to show up how you truly you. And one thing that I know that is going to kind of like set you back and kind of like keep you paralyzed is that you are going to fear judgment. Okay. And one thing that I say all the time is that we actually get judged by people that we live with, by our actual family. We get judged by them all the time. So why should we care what strangers have to say? Okay, why should we care what strangers have to say? We are constantly going to be judged, so don't let that stop you. Okay, just always remember your why. Okay, let me just see. Gigi said, just an example, because most will say they have nothing to talk about or teach about. I agree. I agree with you. But like I said, right? Like I was saying earlier, you can literally turn any piece of content, anything, any inspiration, turn it into content. Yes, Priscilla, good morning. This is definitely going to be on my YouTube channel. Yes. Okay, so again, don't just focus on you, show up as you. If that looks like you being a hot mess mom, that is fine. If that looks like you having OCD, that is okay as well. But show up as you, because remember, when you show up truly, authentically you, that's when people can really see who you are, that's when you are going to start building those genuine connections. Okay? So don't be afraid to show up as you, okay? Let me tell you, once I started showing up as me, that's when the magic started happening, okay? Again, so show up as you, right? And how are you going to find your brand voice? I want you to ask yourself these questions, okay? Do I want my brand to be uniformative, fun, motivational, relatable, or professional? I want you to ask yourself those things, right? How do I naturally speak to my audience, okay? If you guys know me, you know that I'm harsh. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is. And, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to go in circles for you. No, I'm going to tell you exactly. It's just exactly how it is. And you guys like that, right? So do you want to be like, just raw? Do you want to just bring it straight to the point? Just be you. And what emotions do you want your content to evoke? That is another important piece of content creation. Okay, so creating uniformity in your content. You want to use consistent colors, right? You want to make sure your brand looks cohesive, right? And your messaging across all platform matches, right? And develop a signature style so people recognize your content instantly. Okay, it's just like whenever you guys see me dancing in a video, for you guys, it's not surprising. Whereas before, a lot of people would tell me, I don't know how you do it. Like I could never dance on camera, right? But that's just me. I'm a fun, vibey kind of girl, so I don't care, right? And I'm not a choreographer, oh my god, or like like a dancer, right? But I don't mind dancing, right? And I do it. And you guys know that. So that's what I mean, but with you sticking to what aligns with you, okay? Ruby and Robin, good morning. Okay, so now I want to dive deep into like the content pillars, right? Because remember what I said, that content pillars are going to save you a lot of time once you have those identified, right? So I'm going to go a step further. Many of you struggle, right, when it comes to content pillars. So I'm going to break this down by persona, right? Not every single persona, but I am going to break down a couple of personas and why these pillars work for each specific group, okay? Content pillars help you create focused, intentional, and valuable content for your audience. Candy, thank you for the follow, right? So let's break it down, right, for each persona and why they work, okay? And I'm going to give you 3 pieces of content ideas under each. So I'm going to start with the stay-at-home mom, right? I decided to use the stay-at-home mom as one of the ideas because I have a lot of stay-at-home moms that jump into my lives, right? So why these work, right? Stay-at-home moms, they want flexibility, they want family time, and they want financial independence, right? So I'm gonna break it down to four ideas of content that you should be doing as a stay-at-home mom, okay? And this is not me telling you to do, I'm just giving you an idea, okay? So number 1 can look like mompreneur tips. What kind of content are you going to do under mompreneur tips, right? You can help moms start an online business, right? That could be start digital marketing, create your own digital products, right? How you started your business while the kids were napping, right? The best side hustles for moms that you can showcase, what side hustles have worked for you so you can teach that, and how to grow your business without neglecting your family, okay? So you're going to take the time while either the kids are playing or the kids are napping to work on your business, and you're gonna come out here and teach that, right? So you can also teach productivity hacks like time saving tips for moms, right? For stay-at-home moms, right? You can teach 5 ways to work from home with toddlers, how to plan content in 30 minutes in a week, time blocking for mompreneurs, okay? Another thing is passive income, right? Teach them making money without constant effort. So under this, you can teach how you make sales while doing laundry, right? Or 3 passive income streams for stay-at-home moms, right? Or what I wish I knew before starting digital marketing. And right there, you can kind of like break down what you wish you knew before you started your journey that you have learned, okay? The hard way, okay? And mindset and motivation, right? Encouragement, right? Because us moms, whether we are a working mom, a single mom, a stay-at-home mom, one thing that we have in common is that we are constantly overwhelmed and burnt out with the everyday life, right? With the, oh my God, we feel like an octopus, right? We're being pulled in so many directions, right? So you can come out here and talk about freedom, right? How digital marketing can open up that door of opportunities to find freedom, right? How to stay motivated when you're exhausted. That could look like, me time, self-care, meditation, reading a book, you know what I mean? Or just napping, right? And then the mom guilt, right? Which we all deal with constantly, okay? Rose, good morning. Okay, so now let's go over the working mom, okay? Of course, I'm a working mom, so I had to use this as an example, okay? Working moms juggle full-time jobs while trying to build an online business, right? What are their struggles, right? Their struggles: time management, burnout, financial freedom, and work-life balance. Okay, so let me give you number one strategy. You can teach side hustle strategies, right? Helping working moms start an extra income stream so they're not either working crazy amount of hours on their full-time job. Good morning, Trisha, right? Like I said, right? So content ideas can look like under side hustle strategies, right? You can teach them how to build an online business while working a 9-to-5. Side hustle for busy moms that actually work, right? So you can come out here and teach, digital marketing, because digital marketing does work, right? What to do if you had to start a business from scratch. Those are all things that you can educate, right? Content ideas that you can come out here and educate on, right? Time management and productivity hacks. Under this one, you can talk about helping moms create content efficiently, right? So, good morning, Odalisa. So what kind of content ideas can you do under that one? For that one, you can do how to run a business in just 1 hour a day. And remember what I say, that this business doesn't take 1 to 2 hours a day. But what I do tell you is that if you only have 1 hour a day, that is the 1 hour that I want you to work on your business. It could be while the kids are napping. It could be while you're cooking dinner, you're multitasking. That is exactly what I mean by that. You can teach time blocking hacks for working moms, right? How to block time throughout the week or maybe once a week to batch create content or focus on your business, okay? You can also talk about how batch creating content once a week is going to allow you to stay consistent in your online business, okay? Financial freedom goals. In this one, you can teach helping working moms to see the long-term vision, right? You can teach them how to visualize, teach them how to be very delusional, right? What kind of content ideas can you do under this pillar, right? How to break free from living paycheck to paycheck, right? Why I refuse to rely on one job for income, right? And the power of passive income for working moms. Okay, that is the type of content ideas you can be, talking about under financial freedom, right? And then last but not least, for working moms, work-life balance, avoiding that burnout and building that sustainable business, okay? So content ideas will look like how to run a business without sacrificing family time. Okay. And another one will look like sign you're burning out and how to fix it. Okay. And then last but not least, the key to balancing work, kids, and an online business. Those are all things that you can come out here and teach. And it could be from your experience. I could come out here and teach what has worked for me and might work for you if you are also a burnt out working mom like me. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause for a little bit before I go into the other persona and see if anyone has any questions. Any questions? Guinea, good morning. How's it going? Okay, no questions, so I am going to continue. Okay, so now I am going to break down the unemployed persona. Okay, people who are unemployed and are looking for new opportunities, skills, and financial independence. So we first need to identify what their biggest struggle is, right? Their biggest struggle, right, is feeling stuck, lack of income, and fear of having to start over again, right? How do you decide on your content pillars? Okay, so you wanna first identify what you want, Dawn, your brand to be known for. Do you want to be known for just coming out here and promoting a product? Thank you so much for my heart, me. Do you want to come out here for, and you want to be known for actually serving and educating, right? So that's how you want to identify your content pillars, right? So my content pillars are engage, entertain, educate, and promote. Everyone that is in the make money online, thank you so much for my dolphin. Anyone that is in the online space, you're gonna have the promote under your content pillars, because you are going to be out here reselling a product or promoting a course. Lorraine, buenos dias, right? So, and then entertainment, that is where you're going to build that like trust factor, because under the entertainment content pillar, you are talking about storytelling, right? Let's just say, for example, Lorraine is out here. Let's just say she created her own course. She focuses a lot on mental health, right? So she created her own course. So she is going to have the mindset. She is going to have the promote content pillar, because she eventually is going to come out here and promote her course that she created, right? She is going to have if she story tells, she's definitely going to have the entertainment content pillar. She's going to have the mindset and motivational content pillar, because she's going to be teaching people on how to combat mental health and wellness. You know what I mean? Good morning, love. So it all depends. I want to be known for education, entertain, for women over 40 on trying to lose weight, right? So thank you so much for my hand heart, Lorraine. Thank you. Right? So if that's where you want to be known, right? I want you to go and tell ChatGPT what you want to be known for. Okay, tell ChatGPT, I want to be known, right, for educating, entertaining, right, and helping women over 40 trying to lose weight. Once you give them that idea, tell it to give you between 3 to 4 content pillars. Okay, 3 to 4 content pillars. And education is definitely going to be one of your content pillars, because you're going to teach women over 40 how to lose weight. So you're definitely gonna have educational education as one of your content pillars. Does that make sense, Dawn? Okay. So, but like I said, ChatGPT, right? So let's just go over, right, some of some of the different, yes, that you are most welcome, some of the different content ideas that an unemployed persona can come out here and do, right? So number one, it could be starting a business with no experience, right? Showing them that it's possible. So content ideas, right? I had no experience when I started. Here's how I did it, right? So somebody that really wants to start an online business that has no experience, is not tech savvy, right there, she made it personable by saying, I did it with no experience. This is how you can do it as well. Miyoshi, good morning, right? So you can also talk about beginner-friendly online businesses that you can actually start today, right? And also the biggest mistakes I made starting my online business, right? People are going to pay attention to that, because they're not going to want to make that business, okay? That is a great niche to be in. A lot of possibility. Yes, it is. Norma, good morning. Right? Another thing could be online income streams or digital marketing, right? Teaching them how to make money online, right? So content ideas, right? 4 ways to make money online with zero investments, right? It could be creating your own product or course that you have expertise on, right? How to start digital marketing business from home. Those are things that you can teach, right? But that requires an investment of time and money, right? And why digital marketing is the best business for beginners, okay? And then you can also come out here and teach job hunting and high income skill, helping them build a career or business. So that would look like, for content idea, skills you can learn today to make more money. That could look like why learning digital skills can change your life, okay? And how to freelance clients without experience. Okay, so those are the ideas that you could do under job hunting and high income skills. Okay, and last but not least, mindset shift and confidence building, right? Overcoming that self-doubt and fear, right, of being unemployed. So content ideas can look like unemployed. This is your sign to build something for yourself. Ah, girl, you already know, dropping the gems, period. Tap that screen. Okay, and then how to stay motivated when you feel lost. Okay, and then rejection is redirection, and here's why. And then drop it down in the caption, why. Okay, so now let me go over the Gen X persona. Okay, so what do Gen Xers, right, between 40s, the ages of 40s and 50s, they want financial security, but often feel like they're too old. And let me tell you, no one is too old. I see a lot of successful entrepreneurs that didn't start their business till the age of 40. So when I tell you that, yes, you can, you just have to believe you can. Okay, they feel like they're too old for social media or online businesses. Their biggest struggle, right, girl? We want to retire, and I get it, right? But you need to believe that you can come out here and do it so that you can retire. Okay, so their biggest struggles is keeping up with tech, adapting to online marketing, and finding a stable side income to finally allow them to retire. Okay, so let me break it down, right? For each persona, I have 4 different content ideas, right? So number 1 would be online business for beginners, right? Making digital marketing feel approachable, right? So that would look like, think you're too old to start an online business? Think again. Right? That's going to be your hook, right? That's going to be your hook. And then in your captions, you're going to break it down. Never thought of that word. You know what I mean? And then let's just say step by step on how to start an online business at 40 plus. That's your hook right there. So if you're the age of 40 and over, you can break it down how you started your business and how others 40 and older can start their business as well, making it possible. Okay? Again, and I'm not being mean or, calling out ages, right? I'm just like, because Gen Xers are one of my not my target audience, but people that jump in my live. Of course, I had to break it down for you guys, okay? To simplify it for you to see the opportunities, okay? When it comes to content creation, right? And then online business ideas that don't require tech skills. You know what I mean? So then under financial security and retirement planning, Lorraine, this is for you, right? Helping them future-proof their income. Content ideas, right? Why I built an online business for financial freedom. Why? Break it down. Why did you do it, right? Because you want to retire. You don't want to work till the age of 70 or 65. You know what I mean? How to prepare for retirement with an online income, right? Show the opportunity, right? You want to make online income, right? Because you want to be secure for retirement. You don't want to have to count on a paycheck that probably won't be enough for you. Mira, Catalan, no. You know what I mean? And then the best way to create passive income after 40. Okay, showing them the opportunities that they don't have to be tied down to a job, that they can do it. Christina, good morning. Okay, and then adapting to social media and digital marketing, helping them overcome the tech fears. This is not for me, right? Or I'm not tech savvy, or I won't be able to do that, right? So content ideas would be social media for beginners, right? A guide for Gen X entrepreneurs, or how to grow on social media even if you're not a Gen Z. Okay. And another one would look like digital marketing made easy, what you need to know, and break it down. Dawn, thank you so much for my roses. You know what I mean? Just simplify it for them. Okay. And last but not least, the work-life balance and personal growth. Thank you so much for my roses, right? Helping them stay motivated and inspired, okay? So content ideas, how to reinvent yourself after 40, okay? How do you plan to reinvent yourself, okay? Why it's never too late to start something new, like I said, okay? A lot of like extremely successful millionaires didn't start their business till 40 or 40 or like 50. So when I tell you that this is possible for everyone, it is possible. It's all about having that mindset that yes, you can. I have a few ideas TikTok will block. TikTok stays hating on us, right? And why it's never too late to start something new. And then the best books to help you shift your mindset. Because again, mindset is everything in this space. Jadi, I can write and tap that screen. Don't worry. Listen. I am going to add this to my YouTube channel. Okay, I am going to add this to my YouTube channel. I already have part 1 in my YouTube channel. So of course I need to have part 2 there. Okay. So you're good. Don't worry. You're good. 1 second. Let me just make sure I don't miss anything. Let me just pause right before I jump into the burnt out individual, and even a dad in there, right? And even dads in there. I need mindset books. And not for nothing, if you don't want to go buy a book, all you have to do is go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and listen to the free mindset coaches that are there, okay, that teach you mindset, that teach you how to have a entrepreneur mindset. You need to go search it if you don't want to invest in a book that you probably won't even open. That's what I started doing. I started listening to mindset YouTube channels whenever I had time in the morning, right? I got you. I will bring those in. I got it. Don't worry. Okay. I think I'm gonna, once I'm done here, I had a list. Just please pause. Let me just go because I had a list here. Let me just see if I find it. 1 second. Just bear with me because if not, I'm gonna forget. Mindsets. Let me just search mindset here to see if I can find it faster. Okay, yes, I found it. Okay, so let me just have this. So for mindset, let's see, where is it? Where's the channels? Okay, for YouTube channels, right, for free that you can listen to Mel Robbins, right? She talks practical advice for motivation and mindset, okay? Maya Washington, right, is Shameless Maya, inspirational content focusing on mindset, confidence, and showing up for yourself unapologetically. Dios mío, bear with me, right? Abraham Hicks focuses on manifestation and aligning with success, okay? We have the Mindset Mentor by Rob Dial, daily inspiration and actionable mindset tips, okay? And for podcasts, my absolute favorite, I actually have a few books from him, Jay Shetty, okay? He focuses on mindset, purpose, and practical tips. These are podcasts, right? No longer YouTube channel, right? And then we have the Secret to Success podcast by Eric Thomas, right? This is a raw, powerful podcast from one of the most dynamic motivational speakers that blends tough love with mindset principles, right? So if you are somebody that is stuck and you need that tough love, then definitely check him out. And then there's the Manifestation Babe podcast by Catherine Senkina. She focuses on mindset and manifestation in business, okay? And then the Ed Milet show, he does like inspiring stories and success strategies. Can you put this in the chat? I'm asleep. Oh, you can just go back, Priscilla, and listen to the YouTube channel, okay? Check out the channel. Be Something Wonderful. Oh my God, let me write that one down. Okay. I love recommendation. Be Something Wonderful. YouTube channel. Okay. Okay. So now that I kind of like gave the recommendation, okay, and if you missed them, definitely go back into, my YouTube channel and kind of like, fast forward to the recommendation, okay, so I can continue on, on the session. So this one is for burnt out individuals, but also dads, right? Because more and more dads are jumping in the online space, okay? Burnout dads or individuals that want more time, freedom, and control over their income, right? Their biggest struggles, right? Work-life balance, financial stress, and exhaustion from everyday life. You know what I mean? Noemi, listen. I have no words, Noemi, right? Alexis, good morning, right? So escaping the 9-to-5 trap, right? So helping them take control over time. So what are some content ideas, right? Is their wife spending cash? I love it. I'm going to have to search that one up and bring it to you, Lorraine, right? So content ideas, how to build a business that lets you spend more time with your family, right? The truth about escaping the 9-to-5, okay? How it's not that easy, but it's definitely doable, right? And what I wish I knew before starting my businesses, okay? Let's talk about also mental health and entrepreneurship, avoiding burnout while building a business, okay? So that could look like, for content ideas, how to build an online business without burning out. Also signs you need to take a break and how to recharge, and break down how they can recharge, okay? Unproblematic King, good morning. And then how entrepreneurship helped my mental health. Okay, it could be that they were no longer working 50 to 60, 70 hours a week, right? Because now they're building an online business. So they'll just focus on working their 40-hour, shifts, and then focusing on their online business. Okay. So also work-life balance and time management, right? So prioritizing family and freedom. So content ideas can look like how I run a business without sacrificing family time, and show them how they can do it, right? Why time is the most valuable asset. Okay, and then balancing work and business and fatherhood. Okay, so the last one for this persona would be learning high income skills, giving them options beyond the 9-to-5. Okay, good morning. Just dropped off the kids to school. Now going home to batch film. Yes, I absolutely love it. So Bendecida, good morning. Yes, girl. Remember, batching content is key, period. Okay. So again, content ideas, right, for this will look like skills that pay big without working overtime. It could be the best online side hustles for busy dads, and what I did to create financial stability outside of my 9-to-5. Make it possible for them to want to start their online business, okay? And the last but not least persona is mental health and mindset, okay? So mental health content resonates with people looking to improve their mindset, confidence, and self-care. Okay, so content could look like self-care and entrepreneurship, right? Teaching people how to prioritize themselves, right? Because if they don't, they are going to burn out, right? So content ideas could be why self-care is the secret to success, right? Also break down morning habits that change your mindset, right? For me, it was affirmations, right? Adding those affirmations daily definitely helped my mindset, right? And how to avoid burnout as an entrepreneur, right? How to avoid burnout can look like you giving tips, right? And it could look like you showing them how to batch create content, right? How to use ChatGPT so they're not glued to a phone 24/7. Showcase and show them your tips, okay? What has worked for you is probably gonna work for them if you are speaking directly to your persona, okay? And then overcoming the fear and limiting beliefs, right? Helping people push past self-doubt, right? So content ideas can look like under this, why fear is holding you back and how to overcome it. Okay, and how to stop overthinking and just start. Under this one, you can literally highlight how there is no such thing as a perfect time, right? Waiting for the perfect time is going to keep you paralyzed, right? And when you are paralyzed, what happens? Nothing. You just remain there, stuck. You don't take action, okay? So those are the things that you can literally talk about. And overthinking is another thing that keeps you paralyzed, because, you know, overthinking paralyzes you because you are like, oh my God, it's supposed to be perfect, right? Perfectionism keeps you also stuck, okay? Yes, like I said, if you are speaking directly to their pain, yes, they will listen. Okay. It's all about knowing how to speak to their pain. Okay. And providing that solution to that pain and that desire. Okay. And then the biggest mindset shift to grow my business. Okay. So that you can right there, you can showcase, right, how showing up consistently and serving is going to help grow your business. Okay. And then confidence and personal growth, right? So building a strong mental foundation, okay? So content ideas can look like how to stay consistent even when you don't feel motivated, okay? It could also look like why your mindset is your most powerful tool. And it's something that I talk about all the time. Mindset is very, very important in this space. If you don't have the right mindset, you are just going to overthink, right? And allow your limiting beliefs to remain you stuck all the time. Okay. And then affirmations, right? Affirmations for entrepreneurs who feel stuck. I told you guys, right, how, you know, making affirmations part of your daily, weekly routine, okay? Because it helps with you staying motivated, right? Daily affirmations, right? An example, right? I am capable of building the life I deserve, right? Just telling yourself that things a couple of days out of the week, or maybe a couple of times a day, right? I am consistent, resilient, and committed to success, right? I attract opportunities, wealth, and success every day. Not only affirmations, but also like the visualization exercise, right? Of teaching them how to visualize the life that they want. Write it on your mirror with a dry eraser. Exactly, right? Have your audience or your people just close their eyes and have them visualize the life that they want. Or also a journal, right? Write down what you want to accomplish. That can help as well. And having a growth mantra that you repeat to yourself daily is really important. So one that I used to tell myself is I am growing, I am learning, I am unstoppable. Okay. And turning that negative mindset into positivity also helps your mind. So instead of like being a negative Nancy and saying, oh my God, this isn't working, I can't figure this out. You need to reframe that from I am learning what doesn't work, which brings me closer to what will work. Okay. Like Abraham Hicks says, everything is always working out for me, period. Okay. 1 second. Now I'm going to pause right before I give you 3 prompts that I use to help me. Okay. I'm going to pause and see if anyone has any questions before I give you the prompts. And again, don't feel like you need to write them down, because you can literally just go to the YouTube channel, just fast forward all the way to these prompts, right? And either write them down, okay? Or just, you're going to have to write them down so you can use them, okay? So I'm going to go slow, but I'm just going to pause for a little bit and see if anyone has any questions. Nothing? Okay. So prompt number 1, and I am going to say this very slowly in case for those, because I'm a writer. I love writing, okay? Not that I really love writing. I just like to write things down because that's how I retain information, okay? You guys are just going to tap that screen, okay? Create a warm, personal caption for... And in parentheses, you want to drop the comment or the topic, right? that establishes my authority on, and then in parentheses, you want to drop the subject that you are talking about, right? Without sounding boastful, right? Include one specific insight from my experience that demonstrates expertise, then offer a valuable, actionable tip that followers would want to save and share. Keep the tone confident but approachable, like a trusted mentor sharing their best advice. Remember what I say all the time. When you use ChatGPT, you want to be very detailed. If you just say, give me a warm caption, personal caption, and then you just give it the topic, that's not enough. When you really give it like a good detail, the better that ChatGPT is going to give you better information, okay? Give you an amazing caption, okay? So that's why these prompts are long, and it's okay, all right? So let me break down number 2, okay? Help me craft an evergreen, knowledge-packed caption about, and you just want to put the topic, right? Add the topic in there, that positions me as the go-to resource. Include 2 to 3 practical tips or a mini framework that followers will want to bookmark and share with others. Balance educational value with conversational language and ends with an invitation to save or share this resource. Avoid corporate speak and instead use the warm, direct tone of someone who genuinely wants to help. Okay? Guys, these are prompts that I use all the time, okay? I am giving you my prompts that I use all the time. So I hope you guys are literally listening and paying attention, okay? Okay, number 3, one of my favorites, okay? One of my favorites. Write a storytelling caption that uses a powerful hook or cliffhanger to grab attention. Okay, start with an intriguing moment or unexpected statements that creates curiosity. Develop the narrative with specific details and sensory elements. Then deliver a satisfying insight or revelation. Include natural transitions, emotional beats, and a conclusion that gently guides readers towards engagement without feeling forced. Okay, use the classic problem journey solution structure for disguise within authentic storytelling. Okay, ChatGPT has straightened up been my business partner. No joke. Like I said, right? Once you learn how to use ChatGPT, like, listen, it's going to save you so much time and energy. Like I said, right? I use ChatGPT to write my captions, right? I use ChatGPT for content creation ideas, right? I use ChatGPT to help me write emails. I use ChatGPT for a lot of things, and you should be using it too, right? Once you really learn how to use it, I promise you, you are just going to just be in there all the time. Okay, how did you learn how to use ChatGPT and come up with all this? I learned by YouTubing. Guys, I YouTube a lot, right? Remember what I told you guys at the beginning of my journey? I was stuck, right? I was stuck. I was paralyzed. I did not have a strategy. So I had to come up with my own strategy, right? And after 6 months of struggling, right, I briefly learned about ChatGPT, but I never learned how to properly use ChatGPT. Thank you so much, Dawn, for my roses, right? I didn't learn how to use ChatGPT the right way. Now I'm teaching you. It's all about learning how to properly use it, okay? Start playing around with it. And of course, I'm going to shameless plug, okay? If you are somebody that does not pay, you are most welcome. I do it with love. If you are somebody that does not pay for ChatGPT, right? And you want a ChatGPT that is already that is already ingrained and already built to help digital marketers like us, then I suggest you go grab the Newbie Bot that I have in my store. Okay, I don't normally come out here and I promote products unless you know, but this ChatGPT bot, right, you don't have to pay for ChatGPT. I personally pay for ChatGPT myself. But this bot, this Newbie Bot, is literally already trained. Like, it was built for digital marketers like us. Okay, literally. And then you can become an affiliate for it and get 90% commission. Only until March 10th. Okay, only until March 10th. And then after March 10th, the bot is going to be $197. Okay, and I'm going to tell you everything that you can learn with this bot. Okay, this bot, you don't have to give it a brand voice because it already has, it is already ingrained and already trained to help digital marketers and online business entrepreneurs like us. Okay, so this bot, when you buy it and you open it, it automatically it opens up inside your ChatGPT. All you have to do is pin it. Okay, so if you don't want to pay $22 a month for ChatGPT, pay a one-time fee of $97, and I'm telling you, you are not gonna regret it. Okay, you will be blown away how much easier it is to use them than exactly. And I pay for it too because I love it. I absolutely love it. But this right here, I'm like, I have to. Okay, I need to learn how to use. Oh, okay. How much is that bad boy? $97. Yes, Dawn. It doesn't matter what niche you are in, right? If you are in the online space, I promise you it is going to awful question. That is not an awful question. No. Yes, there is payment plan options. It's $97. March 10th is going to go up to $197 and it's an affiliate, right? It's an affiliate bot that if you want to resell it. I was playing around with it and I was blown away. I was like, okay, so let me break down what I'm talking about. What's the name of it? It's called Newbie Bot. And if you go in my store, you can see it under the affiliate products, okay? I promise you, you will not regret. This is like a purchase that you have to make, and I promise you that you won't regret it. Newbie Bot. It's called Newbie Bot, right? So, Newbie Bot, right? So, this is what you learn, right? Newbie Bot is going to help you build your brand, create content, and make sales faster, right? You need to use the prompts to get unstuck, get clarity, and take action, okay? Is this with E? No, it's not. No, it's not. This is a very like a very popular creator that I follow, right? That she created this bot herself. She knows her stuff. She's made like millions already, okay? So let me just tell you, it has prompts for beginners, right? So instead of you being stuck overthinking, it has prompts for you. So if you are a beginner getting started, it's going to show you, if you bought a course, what should I do first? Like, it'll break it down for you. So it has prompts for beginners. It has prompts for intermediate. So you want to build momentum and start selling. And it has prompts for advanced digital marketers. Okay. So again, very good. And then bonus, it has bonus prompts too. So let's just say for when you're stuck, right? If you want ideas on if you're getting low engagement, what should you do? Right? So that Newbie Bot is going to give you ideas. Okay. So like I said, go click on it. Go click on it and see everything that Newbie Bot is going to teach you. And let me just open it up so I can kind of like preach while I'm talking. Marexa, thank you so much for the follow, right? So if you are somebody that is stuck in paralysis analysis and you have a course and you don't know what to do next, Newbie Bot is going to help you, right? Newbie Bot is going to be your personal, sarcastic business coach, right? That is going to give you just like your strategy, right? You bought a course, now what? You keep overthinking, you keep second guessing. Thank you so much for my roses. Thank you. You keep overthinking, right? Second guessing everything and wondering what to do, how to launch your product. Newbie Bot is going to help you launch with confidence and know exactly what to do next, okay? Newbie Bot also allows you to stay on track with step-by-step guidance, helping you take action, right, on launching, start making money without the overwhelm, no more second guessing, literally a clear path to results, right? with somebody holding your hand. So Newbie Bot is going to hold your hand. And how is Newbie Bot going to help you? It's going to help you navigate and complete your course, right? Launch your digital product, create content that gets attention, right? And help you make sales, right? Because you now are going to be spitting content that builds momentum, okay? So I'm going to stop preaching about Newbie Bot. You can actually go check it out. And again, it's going to go up to $197. And yes, there are payment plan option if you want to grab it. So don't wait for Newbie Bot to go up. Go grab it. Any other questions for me? Any other questions? I'm going to be on another 15 minutes and then I have to head into the office. So now the floor is open for you guys to ask away. And remember, right? Badging your content is the secret to showing up consistently without stress. Plan, badge, and build your business like a CEO. Don't treat it like a hobby. Okay? Now the floor is yours. Carmen, good morning. Any questions for me? Come on, guys. Don't be shy. I use my bestie, Melissa, but I wanted to play around with it and I was very impressed. And I just feel like for people that don't want to pay for ChatGPT, I feel like this is a great offer. Like this is good for you to offer to your clients, right? Because especially those people that struggle with what kind of content ideas. Good morning, friend. How's it going, love? Thank you, Carmen, for my goat. This is good, Melissa, for you to offer to because you can become an affiliate for it, right? And resell it yourself. And you can offer to your mentees, right? Tell them if you're struggling with content ideas and you don't want to pay for ChatGPT. I have a lot of people that come into my live that don't want to pay for ChatGPT because it's not in their budget. So if they have a bot that is already trained, right? So they don't need to train it. Like this bot is already trained. Why not? Why not? I see it as an investment. You already know. If I see it as a good investment, I'm going to go for it. Okay. Me too. I'm talking about Newbie Bot, friend. Is a ChatGPT bot that is already trained to help digital marketers or entrepreneurs like us. I pay for Bestie, but I don't have a problem with that. Because I have a full-time job, right? So I am able to afford paying for ChatGPT. But a lot of people cannot pay the 21 and change that they charge, right? What is it called? It's called Newbie Bot. It's called Newbie Bot. So Newbie Bot, when you purchase Newbie Bot, right? And you get the email with the Newbie Bot, you click on it and it'll automatically make sure you have the ChatGPT app. So when you click on it, it's automatically going to open up in your ChatGPT, and all you have to do is pin Newbie Bot to your sidebar. So you can literally just switch from Sarita Melissa to Newbie Bot. You know what I mean? You can switch. Hey, you can just like give Sarita a prompt and then give Newbie Bot a prompt and see. Because it's good to have different kind of information, if that makes sense. Okay? What is it? I can't understand not paying for ChatGPT. That is a boss mindset. Exactly. I agree. And that's why I pay for it. But I just feel like for those that cannot afford it, and that's why they can't pay for it, having a bot that is already trained to help us, right? And you only have to pay a one-time fee. And then if you want to make money off that bot, you resell it. That's kind of like how I see it, right? Okay, let's see. Okay. How would you batch work 3 under 10 and a newborn? How would you batch? Okay, so Priscilla, let me just say, where there is will, there's a way. So if you really want your business to work, you need to treat it as such. So if you are a mom, right? Because I'm a mom myself, right? And you have a newborn, I'm 100% sure, and this is not me being mean. This is me like for I want to like paint the bigger picture for you, right? If your newborn is napping, I say take advantage. I say take advantage. Just like, you know, I have a mentee that was, she had like all these excuses. And I said, instead of you making excuses, I want you to really find time. I said, when the baby, because she also has a baby, I said, when the baby is napping, I say take that time to work on your business. Okay. And then she was like, you know what? You're right. She just needed somebody to give her that push to just like really like, that hard love, right? That stop making excuses for yourself and take the time. Okay. So that's what I mean. You will find time throughout the day. I have a full-time job. When do I work on my business? Whenever I have time, right? But I work on my business every day because I need this business to work for me, because I don't want to work the rest of my life, if that makes sense. Let me just make sure I don't miss anything. You can write it while they're napping, or if, exactly. Thank you, Noemi, right? How much is the bot? I'm trying to understand paying versus one-time fee. Okay, so I have both, and I am going to continue, friend. I'm going to have both, right? So I'm going to continue paying for ChatGPT, but I wanted to be able to offer this Newbie Bot for those that don't want to pay for ChatGPT. So the Newbie Bot, because it just launched last week, is going to be $97. After March 10th is going to go up to $197, right? And if you purchase before March 10th and you decide to resell it, you get 90% commission. After March 10th is going to, if you purchase after March 10th and you decide to become an affiliate, you will only get 70% commission, okay? For me, when you are an entrepreneur, some investments, you just see it as in, this is definitely a must have, because I saw the bigger picture. The minute I saw it, I was like, I just need to do it. This can help so many people. So that's why I invested in it. Okay. We all need a buddy to keep us accountable. It will stay making excuses, scared money. I agree with you, Lorraine. So hard. So hard. I agree with you. Yes, work your business so your business works for you. Period. Okay. Any other questions? And again, I have Newbie Bot in my store. It's just easier. Instead of me just telling you how good it is, it's just easy for you to just go check it out for yourself. Go click on it and it will literally give you a breakdown of everything, you know. And yes, for those that ask, if there's payment plan options, you can buy it with a card, you can buy it through Afterpay, and you can even buy it through Klarna. Okay. Yeah, it's a selling point. Some people also are intimidated by ChatGPT. I agree. Jolie, good morning. They are, because they don't know how to use it. It took me time, right? This is so good for, exactly, Fran, exactly. So I saw it as an opportunity, and I am stressing it, right? I am stressing it because I want people to take advantage of the price before it goes up. And not only the price, the commission, right? If you purchase before the 10th, you get 90%, right? So it, again, is a no-brainer. Okay. Any other questions? Any questions? Be right back. Going to your link in bio. Period, girl. Period. Go for it. I promise. Whoever grabs that, I promise. Like I say, you guys know that if I don't believe in the product, I do not promote it. That's just who I am. Oh my God. Drop the news. Drop the news, Lorraine. I love me some good news. Tell me, girl. Tell me. Tell me. Don't keep me over here just like, oh my God, what happened? Mariela, thank you so much for the follow. Let's just wait and see what Miss Lorraine has to say. Just waiting. I know, I'm waiting, right? I'm waiting. Lorraine, you have us over here like, what happened? What happened? ¿Qué pasó? Okay, so my cottage food people got approved. The state inspector coming end of March. Oh my God, congratulations. Wait a second. That is amazing. Wait a second. Let me just give it up for you one more time. Girl, yes. You already know know, this summer, I am, God willing, I am going to go visit Lorraine. I have to. Yes, I know, with the baking, and I cannot wait to just, try all your baking. So amazing, Mija, yes, I cannot wait. You have everything. She has a pool. She has an arcade. So I'm definitely going out there. Okay. Another thing I did wanted to mention to you guys, right? So I don't know who over here. Thank you so much for my heart, me. Well, you and me, because I need bread. Exactly. You make cinnamon. I'm pretty sure she makes everything. I'm pretty sure she makes absolutely everything. And everything she makes looks so good when she does post it. I just love it. Okay, I do want to say, I wanted to say, I don't know who is a believer, right? Yesterday was Ash Wednesday, right? So for Lent, right, I just want to focus really on things that matter. You said bread? I know, I love me some bread. Some homemade bread too. So I am, for the next, 40 days, right, for Lent, I gave up, a lot of things. I gave up a lot of things, but one of the things that had to do with my business, right, is I won't be going live Fridays, because the time that I go live Fridays, I actually want to focus on reading the word. Okay, so I'm gonna go live, right, Monday through Thursdays and possibly Saturdays, but I just figure that because I want to really, continue reading, without God, nothing would be possible, right? So I want to dedicate that time on Fridays in the morning, instead of going live, to just reading the word and then just having that time with him. So just letting you guys know, so that Fridays when you jump on, if you guys don't see me, that is why. Okay, for the next 40 days, I will not be doing Friday lives. Okay. Any questions? Nice, right? We need to just be grateful for all he does for us, right? Anything else? Jari, I just bought a new Bible called Thrive Beautiful Bible. It has love letters. Oh my God. Let me look that up. Hold on. Let me just take note of that. Thrive Beautiful. Okay. Let's see. Beautiful Bible. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Okay, amen. Yes. Oh my God, I love bread. Warm pan sobao with cafecito. Yes. I love me some pan sobao with cafe. Yes. All for it. And it has a study, guys. And that's what I love. It kind of makes it easier to read the Bible as well. So thank you. Sir Mali, good morning. Yes, pan sobao, pan de agua, pan sobao. If it's pan sobao, pan de agua, all types of pan is for me. Hey, baby girls. Hi, my beautiful baby girls. Okay, I'm going to have to definitely, when I save this live, I'm going to have to cut the last maybe 10 minutes, because we were just here talking about bread. With cheese. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for my heart, me. Thank you. Literally one eating right now. Oh, my goodness. Any questions, guys? Any questions? If not, I do need to jump off so that I can go drive into the office. But again, I will not be on tomorrow. Warm bread, the best. But if you need me, pastelito, oh my God, stop. But if you guys need me, you already know I am ADM away. If you haven't grabbed Newbie Bot, please go grab it. I promise you, like everything else I tell you here, you will not regret it. Ivy's out here just sniffing everything. I don't know what her problem is. Okay, so love and light to all. Have a blessed day, everyone. And I will see you Saturday. Bye. Yes, we are. Yes, we are, Melissa. Have a wonderful day. Bye.